on, good people? I am the One Man Gang, and this is my man.
Vanilla Gorilla.
Hold up. Just 1 second. Hold up. Let me, let's see. Put that on backwards. Snap that on real good. What's going on?
Oh,
bro?
okay.
All right. We are the Gorilla Gang 3421 podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe. Once again, the YouTube channel, Gorilla Gang 3421. Bringing you all content every week. And not just the podcast, there's also some personal things that we put on there as well. So make sure you're tuning in. Even if you come on the live, please go to the channel, like and subscribe. That's very important. We like being interactive, so we do the Facebook Live. But the most important thing is the YouTube channel. Like and subscribe, please. What's going on, big bro?
What's up, man? It's been a week, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Started with NBA canceling their... Well, yeah. First, they were talking about playing in front of empty crowds, and then Rudy Gobert, who did what we did, just kind of make light of the virus a little bit, tried to be funny, and then turns out he tested positive and kind of infected some of his teammates. So decided to cancel the NBA season. NHL followed suit, and then literally every sport followed suit.
Matter of fact, they had a UFC match last night that was in front of no crowd, just the judges and the, I guess, the commentators, and Dana White was there. So, it's interesting to see, man. I don't know how it feels. I've played high school sports and things of that nature. And actually, I've done Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu where we were having little practice matches in front of people. So I can't imagine how it feels to not have anybody not ooh, ah, or anything like that. You know what I mean? I can't imagine it's as motivating as it would be you're performing in front of a crowd of, 10,000 or more or what have you. So
I know in high school, I remember Glasgow and Delcastle had like a huge fight at a football game. They stopped the game, and then I think they came back. It was either football or basketball, one of the two. It was a fight, like maybe it was basketball, where like the Glasgow crowd went across the court literally while the game was playing, and like big fight, and then they stopped the game, they canceled the game, and they had to come back and play the game, but there was no crowd. That's the only time I remember anything like that ever happened.
yeah.
But yeah, it would seem like a lot of times in sports, athletes feed off the crowd, and the crowd is sometimes a sixth player, I guess, if you're basketball, or
12th man, and
12th man, anything like that. So I can see that it might change the dynamic of any sport, and I can also see that it'll prevent spreading, because obviously, who's wiping down their seat when they get into their seat, and all that type of stuff.
While we're at it too, I want to salute Giannis Antetokounmpo and I can't think of his name right now, the rookie that everybody's talking about. I can't think of Zion Williamson.
Zion, yeah.
And I think there's been some other players that I forgot their names.
The owner of the Dallas Mavericks.
Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban is paying all his employees.
Yeah, they're playing the, I don't know if you want to call them non-essential staff, but they're paying like the janitors,
the workers, all that type of
everybody, while the NBA is shut down.
I did cough in my hand, so I am going to
now
hand off.
The first thing that I've heard is that they're supposed to shut down for 30 days. They don't expect it to go more than 30 days. However, at this point, that might just be wishful thinking.
Well, I think, we're in the infancy of it even spreading. But, so here's what I want to say, at least about that. People are treating a positive coronavirus test like it's an HIV test. And that's ridiculous. They're nowhere near the same. They're not. they're not in the same ballpark. They're not in the same sport. They're not in the same universe.
Right.
You know, it's like it splashes on the headlines. So and so is tested positive for coronavirus. Like it was Magic Johnson saying he had HIV.
Right.
It's not the same. It's a 2-week thing. Like 80% of the people that originally contracted in China have now fully recovered. Fully recovered. There's like not even a 5% mortality rate. So you got to figure at the very least 95% chance that if you get it, you're going to recover. I'll take them odds all day.
Right.
Like 95%. Look, I would rather get it over with, build up the antibodies, and keep it moving. I'm not saying that I want it. I mean, obviously, I'm not sitting here begging for it or doing stupid shit to get it, but, you know.
There's nothing wrong with caution. That's the first thing. There's nothing wrong with caution, but panic, I think, is where people start to get a little misguided and things of that nature. And for the live, for y'all on Facebook Live that are not watching on YouTube, you can't see our setup, but I just want to, real quick, both sides.
So
we have toilet paper up here. Okay. We have hand soap. Okay. We have my favorite, shotgun shells, and I'll get into that in a minute. Well, it's a shotgun shell, but it's representing ammo in general. It doesn't matter, 9mm or whatever the case. We have Cam's favorite, the flushable wipes.
Wipes, man. The reason why I have so much toilet paper in this house is because I don't really use it. I use wipes. Like,
right.
I'm a big guy, just, you know, I'm not trying to have... I don't have anybody to make fun, do my own laundry, but still, you know, I don't want shitty drawers either. Like, right. That's disgusting.
And we got Lysol wipes. Real quick, I want to kind of get into the toilet paper. I think now everybody kind of has to buy toilet paper. Okay.
Before you get into that, so let me say this for everybody that's watching. All this stuff I purchased in February because, like a normal person, I get paid at the end of every month. I go to the grocery store. I get a month's worth of toilet paper, a month's worth of paper towels. I get laundry detergent, dish detergent, hand soap. I get all this stuff literally every single month. That's just what I do. So I have a shitload of this stuff just because at the end of February, before everybody got crazy, I went shopping. On March 31st, guess what I'll do? I'll go back to the store and I'll do the same exact thing.
Right.
It's just what I do. It's just normal. Like, I'm not a panicker.
Right. Now, the toilet paper thing. You're almost to a point now where you have to buy the toilet paper because they're selling out of it. But I got news for you. Now, I'm not saying this is the most ideal thing, but if you run out of toilet paper, folks, most of you guys have a shower next to your toilet.
In your house.
You can clean your ass. Okay? Then, if you have a washing machine, and if it came down to it, you could use something that's of cloth material, wipe your ass, and then wash it in the washing machine. Okay? So, toilet paper is not the end-all, be-all. Would it be idea to have the toilet paper? Yeah, absolutely. I get that. You know, and now people are buying it so much, it's almost like you have to go out and buy toilet paper. I think the main concern would be food and water running out. You know, and I told Vanilla Gorilla over the phone before we did the podcast, I said, I'm, you know, pretty concerned about ammo. And the reason for that is people, when they panic, they go into desperation mode. Part of that desperation, if they think that water's running out or toilet paper's running out, you know, they might try to actually rob you for it or take it from you or what have you. I mean, I've literally seen a video where these ladies got in a fight over rolls of toilet paper.
I have one Facebook friend, and well, actually, it's a couple that are actual friends, but they're also on Facebook. Mm-hmm. But they had strangers knocking at their door, and they live kind of remote, and I'm not going to say their name, but they live kind of remotely and had people... Or some guy just randomly come to their house, knocking on their door, asking them for money. Like, do that at your own peril. Mm-hmm. But I will say one other thing, one other supply that is an essential for surviving coronavirus?
I would agree. So let's get that on both lives too. Yes.
So this is Smirnoff 100 proof vodka. I guarantee you. So the way coronavirus works is it goes into your system and it attaches to stuff in your throat. One good swig of this, and you will no longer have coronavirus. Like I could have coronavirus right now in my throat, festering. One good swig of this. This is the cure, people. This is the cure. You have enough of this in your system, you won't have to worry about coronavirus. It'll kill everything. But nah, but I mean, it's kind of true. But I thought that would be funny. I got that the other day.
You know, we're having a little fun with this, but I mean, we are.
It's serious, but it's not. It's not mass panic serious.
Right, and I think we're concerned.
It's cautious
as you
serious.
need to be. Yeah, I think we're as cautious as you need to be. We're not panicking.
So here's my opinion on the panic. Mm-hmm. The people that are panicking are the people that never fucking wash their hands, that don't clean their kitchen. I had people, and I said this on a live earlier. Mm-hmm. I did a video just to be funny of myself washing my hands, and people are, oh, you touched the handle, you touched the paper towel holder. Look, I don't know about y'all, but I clean my kitchen. Like, so if your kitchen is that full of bacteria that you have to worry about touching paper towel holders and all this. Like those black gloves, I get 2 boxes of them every month. Because as much as I like to cook and love to cook and all that stuff, I also don't like touching raw meat. So I always have those gloves because I cook for people a lot. And I feel like it's just common courtesy. If you're cooking for somebody, that you put on gloves. It's just what you do.
I can vouch for that. That's not, I've known Cam for a while now. We don't just do the podcast together. We are actually friends.
Gorilla Gang, 3421.
And, this is pretty much how he's rolled since I've known him. You know what I mean? Or since I've been coming to his home. It's the gloves, the wipes. Nothing's different here.
I mean, I'm not a germaphobe, and I'm certainly not a voracious cleaner. I pick and choose when I clean. I do vacuum. I clean the front entryway. But I'm not a germaphobe, and I'm certainly not a crazy cleaner. But, I always wash my hands because I'm always cooking. That's number one. And then I put on gloves. I wipe my kitchen down because, chicken juices, meat juices, whatever, they get all over your sink. So I have to have wipes to wipe all that stuff down. So I'm always cleaning my kitchen. There were people saying, oh, you got to wash up to your elbows. No, idiots. That's if you're going into surgery. Well, I'm not doing surgery. I'm cleaning my hands. So, no, you don't have to. If you want to go to the CDC website, there's literally this is how you wash your hands. For you elementary short bus people, go there and you can figure out how to do that.
And speaking of CDC, folks, stop getting your news from Facebook. Go to reliable sources and look up what the deal is with this thing. That way, that will stop panic too, because people will hear, oh, it'll make you shit yourself. Oh, it'll make you do this. It'll make you do that. They're not spewing facts. They're just saying things, and this is causing more of a panic.
In the extremity of it, it probably could, because you get pneumonia-like symptoms. Your lungs could fill up with fluid, but again, with a 95%, plus 95% survival rate, like, come on, man, you're being a little too much. And the funny thing about most of this is everybody panicking, running to the damn grocery store. One of the things you do to avoid it is don't go to overcrowded areas. So y'all keep going to the grocery store.
Right.
That's on you.
Yeah.
Be smart. It's just not smart. I saw people yesterday, 3 grocery carts full of shit. Like, what are you doing? The lines to BJ's or Costco's are across the parking lot.
There's a guy that bought 17,000 supposed things of hand sanitizer. People like that should be banned from the store. I'm sorry. Because think about it.
They have a limit now.
Well,
ShopRite, there's a sign on the door.
That's how it should have been from Jump Street. Honestly, if you want everybody to be non-sick and everything like that, then you should have the supplies available and not let one person buy up the whole store.
Right.
You know, that's absolutely ridiculous. And the person that did that, shame on you as well, because you can't tell me that a lot of people don't do this and just try to profit off of it.
Sure.
You know, which I feel like a lot of it is a lot of the fear mongering sometimes is to make things sell more or to get rich off of it. I don't know if you remember, I think 9/11 or something else, everybody was going out buying American flag. You couldn't find an American flag anywhere. You understand what I'm saying? It's a lot of these things, whether negative or positive, people will try to profit off of them. And shame on you for the people who do that. In my opinion, I think you're scum.
Right. And I have a really good friend that I know that's an extreme couponer. And she does this year round.
Right.
Now that's the exception.
That's different, right.
Like she always does this. Her basement is like a fallout shelter. I think she has enough shit to probably last for like 6 years down there. But she's like an extreme couponer. So if you do that, that's different. But once, and I think it started once the toilet paper kind of started like maybe a week or two ago. But once, at least in Delaware, the governor declared a state of emergency, it was like a mad panic. And then Trump did the same thing, declared a national state of emergency or whatever. And that ensued even more of a mass panic. What none of them did, and maybe they did. If you watched it, comment below and correct me if I'm wrong. But none of them said, hey, look, do not go out in a panic to your grocery stores, to this and that, all that. The pictures of people that are going shopping, trying to just buy meat, and the meat is entirely wiped out. There wasn't a banana in ShopRite this morning when I went, and I had to go, and I felt like a fool going shopping this morning. Like, oh, here I am with the rest of the sheep. But they did cancel school for the next couple of weeks.
2 weeks.
And as a general rule, Selena eats breakfast and lunch at school.
Right.
So there's not very much breakfast and lunch stuff here for her. So I literally had to. Now, had I gone there and there was no cereal and no, this and that, I would have been pissed off. Like, are you serious? Mm-hmm. Like, but, she eats tuna. Literally, she'll eat tuna fish every single day. Mm-hmm. I got 10 cans of tuna, not 10,000. Because she's off for school for 10 days. Right. So I got 10 cans.
And tuna fish is
not 10,000.
I like tuna fish too.
Like, and comment below, do you put relish in your tuna fish?
I don't. I know people who do.
Yes, I do too.
I don't think it's completely like disgusting. You know what I mean? I don't think it is, but I could see how people would. But it's not something that I do. I put onions in my tuna fish.
I'm not a big tuna fish person.
Oh, okay.
Not at all. I never liked mayonnaise. I just kind of started eating mayonnaise and all that stuff. But yeah, like, if you don't have groceries in your house, as a general rule.
Yeah, you want to go out and get groceries. You want to go out and get food right now.
Yeah. You're going to have to.
This thing might.
What are you saying no way to, Tammy?
This thing might get crazy enough
relish.
that they might make it where for 2 weeks you can't go out or what have you. Yeah, Marshall, what you saying? Hell yeah, too, bro. You put relish in yours? That's what you're saying? My man's from the Mid-South, though.
So did Mark.
It might be a different rule in Mid-South, though. You know what I mean? Or mid, whatever it's called, Middle America, St. Louis, whatever the case. Shout out my man Marshall Coleman, too.
Miracle Whip, no mayo.
I wanted to go back to, and I kind of forgot about it.
I don't eat tuna fish, so I don't really care one way or the other.
Oh, yeah, and that's another thing.
And I wear gloves when I make her tuna fish.
I don't know how bad it's going to be for parents who have little children that got to go to work or don't work from home. You know what I mean? Like,
I know. I'm about to open up a daycare. I'm here all day.
Oh, my sister has a daycare. My sister has a daycare, so
shit, I can make Luke.
Yeah.
Open a little daycare.
Well, that's the thing. Are they going to regulate it where daycares have to shut down? Because with little kids, germs are the biggest spread with little kids.
But they're also with the coronavirus. they're among the least susceptible to getting it for
Gotcha.
some reason.
Okay.
That's what from my understanding.
From what I've heard, it's not just an old person thing either, because I believe
Pickles.
that was a belief at one point. Another thing I wanted to say is a buddy of mine, and I'm not going to mention his name, but I was out to dinner with him and his family yesterday. And, we were just, of course, the topic of conversation was the coronavirus.
I think everything is. I don't know that you can sit here and have any other type of podcast other than talk about this, because that's all that everything is.
Right. So we're at dinner, and he says to his mom, which he lives literally almost around the corner from his mother, okay? And he was like, Mom, if this gets real bad, I'm going to come stay with you for a little while.